I'm Professor John Greiling from Nelson Mandela University. I really appreciate you joining this session so late in a week evening. I always say my wife was a teacher for 30 years, so I exactly know what your time means to you. So thank you very much for joining us. To start off immediately, you should have on your screen more and Q&A. We're going to have a 500 Rand lucky draw for everyone that gives us their name and school in the Q&A. So please do that while I'm talking. Then we will announce the winner of the 500 Rand lucky draw later tonight or early tomorrow morning in the email. If you have colleagues that couldn't attend, I will send the email. As you heard, Simpiwe is recording this, so we will, as soon as possible tomorrow, have it available as a YouTube video. Okay, before I start with Coding for Africa, I thought it's important for those who don't know Tangible, or previously we were known as Tangible Africa, to understand our philosophy. Because I don't want you to have expectations that we can't meet. So our basic philosophy is that all learners should be introduced to coding and problem solving. We see coding and problem solving working hand to hand. So therefore, whatever we do in our programs, in our tools, we do not use computers. At most, some of our coding games use smartphones, but most of our activities work without devices. So our flagship tools obviously is our coding games. Some of you might have heard of Rangers or Juicy Gems. We actually have 6 different games, but we'll get to them afterwards. So if you're sitting here tonight thinking that I'm going to introduce you to Python or Java or Scratch, even Scratch, that is not our mandate, and that is not what Tangible is for. We are there to introduce coding to every school in South Africa, irrelevant of whether they have computer labs, even electricity or internet. And we are here wanting to empower every teacher, irrelevant of whether you've had any qualification background. So this whole presentation is relevant to any teacher listening. You don't need any background to be part of what we do. Our main products, and there will be a Google form afterwards that you can fill in if after Coding for Africa you want to become, let's call it, part of the bigger family, is our Tangible coding games that work with physical puzzle pieces and smartphones. I'll show you one of them later in this presentation. We have CAPS-aligned weekly offline lessons from grade R to 7. These are lessons you can download via your a chatbot on your WhatsApp. It costs you nothing, and especially if you're in a foundation phase, while doing our lessons throughout the year, you will be covering the whole coding and robotics curriculum. We have an online algorithmics training module that is SACE accredited. I will send an email to everyone who's registered afterwards, and there will be a link to that. In many areas, we run 6-week coding clubs. I can't say all over the country. We would need to introduce a facilitator and train a facilitator if a group of schools in a new area is interested. These coding clubs they start off by focusing on coding. They guide a school on how to become part of a tournament, but they also talk about entrepreneurship, design thinking, the importance of maths for high schools, so that we want to encourage grade 10s to start doing maths. It's all part of a 6-week or 8-week coding club. We are running them in some of the big centers in the country, but afterwards, if we get enough schools in a specific area and we can identify a facilitator, we can do it. And then our big product, which we're looking forward to next year, for everyone, especially who will be doing our foundation phase lessons from the chatbot, we hope to have a learner assessment app by January next year, where schools can assess their learners based on what they've done in the lessons, and this will print out a little report for every learner involved. I just need to kind of clarify our relationship with the 3 curricula for foundation phase, intermediate phase, and senior phase. We are very aware that all three have been gazetted. We are aware that some of them that they are rolled out in some pilot schools, but it's not compulsory yet. Our logic behind this is that even if it's not compulsory, we believe in these curricula. We have excellent tools for the schools that are prepared to make time in their week for schools to introduce their learners to coding. I'm not going to say much about that tonight. As I say, there will be a form that you can fill in if you want to walk the walk with us during Coding for Africa. Okay, so Coding for Africa has a background. It started in 2018. It's been known since up till this year as Coding for Mandela. You might have heard it. In 2018, we started with 30 learners at HQ here in Gqeberha. Last year, we had 50,000 learners participating. This year, we are actively promoting it across the continent. We're trying to get to as many as possible countries in Africa involved. Therefore, Coding for Mandela has become Coding for Africa, but it's still very much linked to Coding for Mandela. We just have had communication today from the Nelson Mandela Foundation, who sees this project as very much part of their mandate. But we're still calling it Coding for Africa from this year onwards. So the first thing that the easiest part for people to get involved, we started on the 18th of July. It's running till the 18th of August, is what we call our interactive activities. These are various physical activities which learners can do in class, and they introduce concepts or skills such as problem solving, sequencing, logical thinking, how to follow instructions, collaboration, and creativity. For all these interactive activities, you don't need any devices, very little preparation. It's lessons that you can read through, and any teacher that reads through these lessons can then apply them in class. And the concept here is to learn through play. Our basic concept is coding is a list of instructions that tells the computer what to do. And many of these activities are aimed at that. All Coding for Africa activities are suitable to schools, libraries, community organizations, any entity where learners are together. We've already had churches participate over the recess, so there's no limitation. Who can participate in these interactive activities? From grade R upwards. We will look at some of the activities now, and you'll see that there's some that is relevant to young learners. There's some that older learners can do. I'll show you now how to get the activity book, and you can go through the activity book and decide which one's relevant to you. We've actually just started in the last 2 days. It wasn't planned. ECD, Early Childhood Development Centers, showing interest. So we will have a lesson for ECD centers from next week. So if you keep contact with us, we should be able to send you a lesson that even early childhood development centers and facilitators could use as part of Coding for Africa. Just a few examples of the activities. This is probably for younger learners. We call it the Madiba shirt activity. In the book, it's explained better. And you can use this as a coloring experiment or experience for the kids, where you can challenge them to design different patterns, different repetition, apply their creativity in coloring in Madiba's shirt. The fruit game, it's based on this concept of coding as a list of instructions. So in the fruit game, there's, I think, 4 or 5 different fruits. You can assign an activity or instruction to each fruit, and by holding up the fruit to the class or putting them in a certain sequence, your class can respond to this fruit, and that way they learn about instructions. You will pick up that this is probably more for your younger learners. This one is probably our most interesting complex activity that will probably work for your older learners, grade 5 to 7. It's called the Madiba's Maze. I don't want to get into too much of the detail. It is grid coding, so you will have a grid on the floor or a chessboard outside or anything where you can draw a grid, and you get the learners to move around on the grid using move forward, move backwards, turn left, turn right. And as they visit different stations on the grid, they will learn about Mandela's life. Probably our biggest creative activity, and can I say this has probably become the anthem for Coding for Mandela and now Coding for Africa, is our Mandela Day dance. It was composed, I don't know what's the word to use, by a teacher in a Limpopo village 3 years ago for us using AI. But it's now become the Mandela dance. So last year we had thousands of learners across South Africa dancing the Mandela dance. The way you participate in Coding for Africa, all of these activities, you submit your participation. In this case, you submit a video of your learners dancing. By the end of Coding for Africa, we will choose the most wow video. I don't define wow. It's not about the most learners or the fanciest. It's the video that impresses the team the most, and there's no criteria. So we would really encourage you. I know of schools where the whole school hall dances the song and they submit the videos. We are looking forward to having thousands of learners participate. And I just want to show you this video. It's of a church last year during the holiday camp. They had the learners dance. This is just an excerpt from the dance so that you can get an idea. Okay, so that's just a short extract from the Mandela dance. You will see that the ground purpose of Coding for Mandela or Coding for Africa is to make kids, learners from grade R, from ECD upwards, excited about coding. So we see this as the month of coding across Africa, and then afterwards, more work can be done in the classroom. So I trust that we will get many videos from your school on this. In the activity book, there are links to the whole video, the whole song, MP3s, which you can. The tangible chess game is a really exciting game. It's a combination between the grid movements on coding grid movements of move forward, turn left, turn right, move backwards, and the pawns on a chessboard. So it's a combination of this. It's a physical game. I'll just show you the idea about the game where kids will play on a grid. Once again, you can draw your own grid. We have grid mats that we sell, but you don't need to buy them. You're welcome to order them tomorrow, but you can draw your own grid or use tiles in your classroom, outside, whatever. So the basic idea about tangible chess is that you have the pawns, in this case, the two types of fruit placed on the grid. You have two teams. Each team has their own tractor, and they move forward to try and pick up the opponent's pawns or the opponent's fruit. And once you've picked up all your opponent's fruit, you win. It sounds very, may I say, boring, but if you get a bunch of kids, even teachers participating, it becomes a very, very interactive, enjoyable game. In the email I'll send afterwards, there will be a link to a video that exactly explains how tangible chess works. So how do you become part of Coding for Africa and the interactive activities? The first thing you need to do is to load this number, 073-402-8481, as a contact on your phone. So it will be one of your WhatsApp contacts. Again, this will be sent in an email later tonight. Once you've got this on your phone, if you don't know how a chatbot works, you literally then talk to the chatbot or this contact like you would talk to a normal person. So once you're on the chatbot, the first thing you would send to it is the word Coding for Africa. It will then take you through some menu options so that you can register. If you haven't used the chatbot before, you can choose whether you want to do tournaments or creative activities. We'll get to the tournament now. And then there's a very obvious menu choice. You will get one of these two menus. For the one will take you, you can choose activity booklet. You can download the PDF, and there will be all the activities that you can do up till the 18th of August. If you're in another space in the chatbot, you might get a menu that says select an activity, and then the full activity book or booklet will be the same PDF file. I repeat, I'm going to send a PDF copy of this PowerPoint tonight still, so you don't need to take notes now. So when you're done with an activity, whether it's the fruit or the tangible chess or the dance or whatever, on the chatbot menu, there will be an option that says submit my participation. It will ask you some questions. What did you do? How many learners were involved? Your school, your name, etc. And you submit, and you can submit weekly. You can submit every day if you do different activities, but it all happens on the chatbot. The good news is we have a weekly draw every Monday morning from the previous week, and we choose 2 lucky members that submitted participation the previous week, and you will each win a 500 Rand. The big prize for everyone that's participating in these interactive activities, after 18 August, we will invite a very lucky teacher. It could be you listening now, to attend our gala dinner on the 11th of November in Cape Town at the Amazon headquarters, the best looking, most modern headquarters in the world for Amazon. We'll pay your air ticket, we'll pay all your travel, your accommodation and hotel, and attending the gala dinner. So that's the biggest incentive, I think, for you to be part of this. But we really trust that it's not just about incentives. Hundreds, if not thousands, of teachers are going to participate. If you're the winner, it's great. But we'd love to see that your biggest incentive is to get your kids, your learners, excited about coding. It was on the screen, I forgot to mention it, that the WOW video, the school with the WOW video, will win a gazebo, a tangible gazebo for your school. Okay, just a repetition. If you haven't entered your name yet, under the chatbot, on the Q&A, it's under more. Please do so now, your name and your school, which allow me to choose a lucky draw winner for tonight's participation. So one of you participating now will be winning a 500 Rand lucky draw cash. So it's just a reminder of that. Okay, now the tournaments. These are slightly more complicated to get going. We had another session yesterday, and I think about 10 schools decided to go for the tournament because it takes slightly more commitment from your side to get your kids going by the 18th of August. So again, who can participate in tournaments? Schools, any organization, coding clubs, churches, libraries, and it's relevant for learners from grade 4 upwards. I think the tournaments are a bit complex for foundation phase. Yeah, I know in KZN, they have their own grade 3 category, but we as Tangible normally say start at grade 4, but nothing stops you to have a tournament for grade 3s. I'm going to show you this short video, so for those of you who've never seen our games, so that you can get an idea how our coding games work. So it uses smartphones, a challenge on the smartphone, and these physical puzzle pieces that work on 6 different games. But enjoy the short video.
Tangible teaches coding concepts without the use of computers. This promotes computational and design thinking, collaboration, creativity, and communication, all while having fun and playing games. This tutorial will show you how to complete level 13 of Speed Stars. Your point is to get the red car past the finish line. You will start with the start puzzle piece, then you will repeat action 3 times, which will overtake the vehicles 3 times. You'll then turn left, and then while path is clear, you will move forward using the while conditional statement. You will then turn left once again, and then you will be able to repeat forward infinitely until you cross the finish line. And this is how you would put it together. Then you would scan the code. Once the code is scanned, if the code is correct, you say yes, and it executes. And that is how you complete level 13.
So we have 6 different games, which you can find on our Play Store and iStore. I'll discuss that more now, and they all work with the same tokens. Okay, I'm going to quickly just show you 1 or 2 of the levels in our Rangers game, which is the same tokens. So what you will see here is that you've got the car here pointing on your screen to the left, and you want to catch the poacher. So you say start. Okay, I just need to go into out of presentation mode. You will go start. The car needs to turn right. Then it will go forward once. It will turn, okay, you need to turn left. I don't have a left token here. Let me see whether I can find one quickly. Okay, my mistake. I'm going to put a turn right here, as long as you know it needs to be a turn left. Then I'm turning right the other way, the wrong way, and then I have 2 backwards. For those who feel lost, we're going to have a session next week for people who want to be part of the tournament, a more detailed session.
Hi, Paul. Sorry to
Yes.
disturb. We have a hand in the from one of the participants. Can I just ask if we can hold our questions just until Prof is done with his presentation?
Yeah, we'll have time for questions afterwards. Yeah, thanks, Beware. So I don't want to go too much. I'm afraid I'm losing you. Turn right, backwards. These are the physical tokens that you would pack out on your table. Shoot or action. You'll take a photo of them, and the car will move and catch the poacher. Just slightly more higher grade. We also have the repeat for those of you who know something about coding. In this example, the move forward is repeated 3 times. You can have a more complex repeat where move forward twice is repeated 3 times. That's move forward 6 times. I repeat, we're going to be having a full-blown session next week for those who want to be part of this. So don't feel that you're missing out. Now you can't keep with me. I just wanted to give you a quick idea. In this one, the car needs to move forward 5 times, turn right, and throw. So we start, and these are the physical tokens you'll pack out on your desk. You repeat 5 times. What do you repeat 5 times? Moving forward. Once you've move it forward 5 times, you turn right and you shoot the net and catch the poacher. Okay, so that will have your car going up, turning right, and catching the poacher. Just the last one, and then I'll get back to less complex stuff. In this one, the car needs to move forward 12 times. So what we do is we repeat move forward 3 times. We retrieve those 3 move forwards 4 times, which gives me 12. So the car will move forward 12 times. Okay, so don't feel lost. Those who want to do the tournament by the 18th of August, we will have a session next week. I'll give you the details now. Okay, so now this is the biggest carrot for the tournament. We don't have prizes. You are welcome to have a local tournament at your school by the 18th of August. That could be one team playing literally, or you could have four teams. Normally it's 5 learners in a team. You have your own tournament at your school between now and the 18th of August. You can have different ones. By the 18th of August, there will be an opportunity for you to submit your team from that tournament. That team, and each tournament can only submit one team. That team will go through to the nationals at the beginning of September. The nationals are virtual. That means you can play at your school. You'll be using another app, our tournament app. So you'll be competing with, last year, I think it was 400 teams from across the country at the same time. And from that, we will choose, we still need to decide. I see we say 10 here, but I'm hoping it will be more. We will choose a group of teams in South Africa to represent us at the Tangible World Cup, which will be on the 5th of November. The World Cup will have 2 categories, primary school and secondary school. Again, it will be virtual, so you're not going to fly to New York and have to raise 100,000 Rand. You will be virtually competing with learners from across the world on the 5th of November. And by the end of the 5th, we will crown the world champion in each category. Just to know, last year, the primary school team as well as the secondary school team was from Stanger Manor Primary and Secondary in KwaDukuza in KZN. But expect tough competition from countries like Indonesia or India, America, Ireland, Germany. Last year we had 30 countries participating. All the signs are there that this year we will have between 40 and 50 countries participating in the World Cup. So if you want to get together a tournament by the 18th of August, I keep on saying your teams don't need to be perfect and quick by the 18th. You just need to have a tournament so you can get a team into the nationals. Then you have until the 1st of September to get your teams really good and sharp. There's very tough competition in South Africa to become part of the South African squad, but it's possible for your team to be there. This is a video that summarizes a given overview of the World Cup last year in November. The main hosting venue was the Amazon headquarters in Cape Town, but teams were participating literally across the world at their schools, also in South Africa.
We have learners here ready to participate in the Tangible Coding World Cup.
I'm in the Think Big space in Dublin. Everybody say good morning.
Awesome.
Say hello, everybody.
I'm very excited to want to win the cup. We have 10 teams over here and everyone is super excited to be here.
Oh, that looks very exciting. How are we doing? Is Indonesia good?
This is happening globally. Think Big spaces have connected countries across the globe, and especially where there are data centers, to learn about digital education while playing a fun game. We have over 30 countries participating, 400 teams involved with 1,600 learners. Let's look at the learners going in right now. They're ready to compete, they're ready to have fun. The energy is up there. The learners are getting into their teams and they're going to compete. We're going to have a really, really good time.
Where play meets purpose. Over 130 venues, one global Zoom connection, and thousands of learners representing their countries and competing against other schools. Together, they're not only closing the digital divide, but the social divide as well. Playing, laughing, and learning as they go. Using mobile devices and puzzle pieces, they explore the basics of block coding and computational thinking to solve problems as a team. It's fun, it's global, and it's revealing talent the world is ready to see.
Okay, so I hope that has made you excited to get your team in the World Cup this year. Um, so how would you do this? So the process for Coding for Africa is you host a tournament at your own school. It doesn't need to be online. You host a tournament. Your teams of 5 learners. You can have one team, 4 teams, 20 teams, up to you. You prepare your teams uh, to know the game, obviously, and we'll talk about that just now. You get your teams to participate on the day, and by 18 August, you submit the name of your team for the nationals. And all the information needed to prepare for the tournament will be given next week. Okay, so what do you do tonight if you want to become part of the coding tournament? I said it's slightly more commitment than the interactive activities. We have some free game packs. A game pack normally costs 200 Rand. For Coding for Africa, it's on a special at 100 Rand. 5 kids play per game pack. So you need a game pack per team. First come, first served. If you send an email to orders@leverfoundation.org, you reference SATU. By tomorrow morning, our HQ team will identify the teams that gets the free packs. They will ask you, maybe to make it quicker, when you send this email, send us your name, your cell phone number, your school's name, your physical address, and say, I'm interested in the free game packs. First come, first served, you will get your free game packs. Hopefully they will be posted by tomorrow or latest Thursday. And then next Wednesday, we will send the details as well. On the 5th of July, between 3 and 4, we will have a full-blown training session on how to play the games and how to use your tokens. So we need to get the tokens to you by next Wednesday. And then you have up till the 18th of August to have your own local tournament. So you download your Tangible, your app. The app is called Tangible Games, which is on iStore or Google Play Store. Inside Tangible Games, there are 6 different games. I will teach you next week how to play the Rangers game. But once you know how to play Rangers, you can use the tokens to play all the other games. Your teams need to practice, and you need to have your tournament by the 18th of August. On your chatbot, when you go in and you've registered, there will be a choice that says learn about tournament. But that will also be covered next week, Wednesday afternoon. Also a session that we will record if you can't attend. Just a reminder before we're nearly done, we take questions. Just a last reminder to add your name and school in the chat Q&A section of the Zoom session before we finished. Then Sipiwe and the team will help me choose a winner tomorrow morning, and we will inform the winner that you've won 500 Rand. Okay, so what to do now? We're at the end of the session. For interactive activities, you need to load the WhatsApp chatbot 073-402-8481. If you don't get that, wait for the PDF, which I'll email tonight. On the chatbot, you need to register. You need to download the activities document, decide which ones you want to play during this period. You can play more than one class can do it. For each activity you do, you submit it via the chatbot. That's easy as that. And at the end of each week until the 18th, we will choose 2 lucky draw 500 Rand winners. And then the grand prize for the interactive activities after the 18th of August, we will choose the teacher that has shown the most, let's call it excitement, interactivity, and that teacher will go through to our gala dinner on the 11th of November. For the coding tournament, if you're interested, the first thing you need to do is to send an email to orders@leverfoundation.org, reference it SATU session. Say to, it will be Sibongile reading this, say to her, I want the free game pack. If you're in on time, you will get the free game pack. Otherwise, she will give you the option to buy game packs at 100 Rand each. And then you have up to the 18th of August to participate. and submit your results. Last year we had 50,000 learners. We really hope and pray that across Africa we will have many more participating this year. Okay, so I'm going to stop sharing now. Just one number which I haven't mentioned is the Coding for Africa WhatsApp helpline. It's also a WhatsApp contact you can load on your phone. And if you have any questions, there's someone at HQ here in Gqeberha who will respond to you and try to help you as much as possible. In the email that I hope to send out tonight, there will also be a Google form. If you are interested to become part of the Tangible family and you want to know about what we're doing in the future, etc., you can fill in that form and we will follow up. We will not use this email registration list ad infinitum. I think it will be the last time that we use it tonight. If you don't fill in the form, you won't hear from us again. So please, if you're interested to be part of the process, please fill in the form. Okay, I'm going to stop sharing. And then, Simpiwe, I don't know whether you saw any questions that we can answer.
Yes, Prof. So the first question was, do we get, is Coding for Africa just for FET or all our learners can participate?
Yes, Coding for Africa is available literally from early childhood development up to grade 12. There's no limit. Any school, any library, any NGO, any group where learners gather can participate. So I cannot think of any group that would be disqualified.
And then the next question was, must we register our learners?
You will go through the registration process. Most of the registration is registering your school or yourself as a teacher. For the tournaments, there's a process which we will guide you where you register your teams, but that is something that only will happen after next Wednesday. For now, for the interact activities and the tournaments, Simpiwe, you can help me. You've got more information than me. You will be registering yourself or your school. That's the first process.
Yes. So all interactive activities will be done via our chatbot, and you can register yourself as a teacher and your school. And all you need to submit afterwards is just the sessions that you've had with the kids, and that's just stats numbers only. And then for the tournament section, you also don't register learners, you register teams, so that you can get access codes to participate in the tournament. But that information will be shared further in the session next week, Wednesday.
Yes. So for now, get yourself registered on the chatbot. And I think I recommend that every teacher in a school registers, not just a school, because you will be doing activities in your class. So you're welcome to submit that. And then obviously we have some schools. I know one school informed me yesterday that the whole school will be participating in various activities. And we again will have schools where the whole school will be dancing in the school hall or outside on the rugby field. So we encourage that kind of mass participation.
And then the next question, Prof, is, do the learners need to have some form of technological skills and or background to effectively engage?
I think I said that at the start. No technical background is needed. I think the only technical background is when you get to the tournament, they need to know how to work a phone, but that's a given for learners. The games themselves, if you really want to go through to the World Cup, by early September, you will need to get your winning team to really prepare, go through all the levels in the game so that they can really perform early September in the nationals. But they don't need any coding background up till today. That's what Coding for Africa and Tangible stands for. We want to introduce learners in a fun way to coding without any background. The schools that are performing are definitely not schools with fancy labs. It's the schools with kids that work hard to really be the world champs.
Okay, the questions are done in the Q&A. If people still have questions, you can just raise your hand and we'll unmute you to ask your question.
Okay. Simpiwe has recorded this session. As I said, she's literally sitting at the Wimpy at Oliver Tambo. She needs to get to her accommodation now. But we will do our best to have this session recorded and on YouTube as soon as possible, hopefully sometime tomorrow. So if you missed it and you want to listen to it, you're welcome. I will also be emailing tonight a PDF version of this PowerPoint, and all the relevant links that I've mentioned in the talk will be in one email, which I'll send to everyone that registered for this session. Anything else, Simpiwe, from your side?
No, Prof, we just have one hand that's up. Hi, Tutu. You can unmute your mic and ask your question.
Hello, we can't hear you. Okay, maybe you can just add the question in the comment. We can't hear your voice. Or you can send it to the email address that I gave, info@leverfoundation.org. We will respond, or reply to the email that I'll send out before I go to bed tonight, hopefully by 8 o'clock. Okay, am I correct in saying that there's no other?
Questions? Yes, Prof, you're correct.
Okay, I'm going to now, for fun, go to Q&A, and I'm just going to scroll up and down, and the first person I stop at will be with the winner of the 500 Rand.
Prof, please scroll under answered. Yeah, let me just.
Yeah, I'm under question and answers now.
Oh,
There's
okay.
30 people that
Yeah,
submitted. The winner I
there's
chose.
7 doing it now.
Okay, so let's give you guys another 2 minutes, and then I'll scroll up and
Yeah.
down. Do it now. I'm giving you another few seconds.
Prof,
Okay.
there's one question. They're asking,
Yes.
is the 100 Rand more like a subscription?
No, the 100 Rand is for the game pack, which you need per team. But for example, if you have 10 teams that want to play and you order 5 game packs, I wouldn't order just one. You can have 2 tournaments. But the game pack is for a team of 5 kids to play. And if you're not in the first come, first serve, you pay 100 Rand for each game pack, plus the courier cost, which is about 100. So if you want 5 teams to play and you don't get the free packs, it will cost you 5 times 100, 500 Rand plus 100 courier cost. And then you have the games, and you can carry on using it in your classroom, part of the lessons, etc., after Coding for Africa. I hope that makes sense.
Yeah, and then the next question is, we are a special needs school with autism. How can we get our learners to participate?
Well, for those learners, the interactive activities, there's quite a few of them that I'm sure that will work for you. We have had schools with autism for specializing in autism actually playing the games. So they're welcome to do that. But my recommendation at this stage is get the activity book on the WhatsApp chatbot and choose which ones you can have fun with your learners. Even change the activities. We're not pedantic. Change them to suit your learner profile and submit your activity. So the tournaments, they can also play, but the competition gets tough to get into the World Cup at the end. There will be hundreds of teams participating across the country early September. So special needs kids, if you really want to have fun, go for the activity book. You can play the games with them as well.